And welcome everyone to the quarterfinals for your Division One match. Here today we have MERC and Exodus. I am joined here with the one and only Dad Bod. If you want to say hi to the people, which they can actually hear you this time, my
Oh,
apologies.
hello, can you hear me?
So, let's do this. We didn't get to do this last time. Explain to everyone your background here, especially from the PC side.
So I joined BR1 probably 2, 3 years ago now. And then since then I've been playing a Let Loose and I played on multiple competitive teams, some including Div 3, Div 1, um, and now I am uh one of the heads of the competitive team for BR1, which is starting up.
All right, awesome. Well, now we've got that out of the way. Let's get into these divisions here real quick. So let's take a look at Division One here, which is what we're streaming. So, Division One, this is your final rankings per se of the regular season. So you have Sixth Airborne Raiders up top. You got Tactical Collective. Then you got Legion in third, Merc in fourth, and then Exodus in fifth. So right now, this is kind of like a play-in to get to the next step. Let's take a look at the bracket here. I don't know if we switched over. We're gonna pop it up here. See if they got the new one in here. I'll wait for it to come in. I might have to refresh. There it goes. So, not the full one in here, but it's all right. So as you can see, this is match 1A. The winner of this goes and plays, the top dog. They'll go and play the top dog. So, that'll be fun to watch. I'm hoping for a good match there. I don't know about you, but hey, let's talk a little bit about the teams here. I mean, we got some information from them early on, asking them kind of, hey, tell us a little bit about you. Dadbod, do you want to like go over Exodus here for us?
Just give me one moment. I think that Exodus is a good team from what I've seen, especially being in Division 1, but they also are a new clan. So they told us Exodus is a new clan that started around the new year, so relatively new. Like Merc, Exodus was founded by members from the first Division 5 team. We have been lucky enough to be home for members from clans that have disbanded. We are still trying to find our footing in Div 1 and looking forward to continuing as a clan.
All
So it
right.
looks like they're pretty new, and I'm excited to see what that has in store for us today.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So it's definitely good. They got a lot to. I mean, if they lose here, they're done. They're done with the season here. So they definitely got to win today to move on. I'm going to talk about Merck here. So Merck was the first successful team to split from the first, and is the oldest team competing in Division One. I mean, to make a claim like that, the oldest team playing in Division One, that's making me sound like they're going to get the W today. But veterans. They also say they were founded in October of 2022. They say they strive for a great community spirit, with many members developing good friendships within the team. You never know quite what you'll get with Merck, but one of the most entertaining to watch and established team in the league. So, wow, great feedback from both of those teams. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us, Dadbot. All right, so we are getting the map flip here. So we are just about ready to go in here. We might try some live stats today, kind of sneak peek on there. We'll see. But I am trying to figure out where I need to join here. So give me one moment.
That time, I'll take the moment to say we did message out to Merc to figure out if they were related to the comp team Merc on PC. As it turns out, they are their own entity, but they did just partner up with them recently. So, very interesting. Merc is a known and well established team on both PC and Xbox, or on console, I should say.
Yeah, they're established on both. Um, so all right, let's get switched over here. We'll just definitely move the background here, guys. As you see, we are on Purple Heart Lane here today, and I'm just gonna pull up our scoreboard here as you guys are gonna see everything kind of pull up here as we go live to the battlefield. Dadbod, do you want to tell them what else is in store other than the admin cam today?
Well, we do have player cams enabled, which is going to be huge from both teams.
Yeah, so we got this. So we also have main cameras, not just the side by side here. I kind of put this in play so you guys can kind of see what's going on between them both at the same time if you ever want to split to them. Today's first person cameras, from the MERC side we have Libby, and then from the Exodus side we have Harley. So two first person cameras coming in. You're not going to hear any commands from them or anything like that, but just want to let you guys know we got those cameras in store for you.
It'll definitely be interesting to see the first person view of it.
For sure, for sure. So I can't wait to get this match started. We got 50 seconds away from this start. I mean, you can just feel the tension here between these two teams.
Absolutely. I mean, everything's on the line here, so this match really does count.
It does.
And I think we'll see that in the gameplay.
All right, so let's see here. We got some strategy. Look at that camera. They're just staring at each other in the bushes.
Hey, what happens in the bushes stays in the bushes.
Yeah, so gosh, I mean, as you look at these, they are just all over the place.
Absolutely. And an interesting point lineup here. I believe last time it was all the way on the right side of the map, and now we're looking all the way on the middle side of the map.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, let's take a look at that real quick. So as we're looking at it, it's right in the middle. Got that main road. We're gonna see a lot of good battles for today's match. So we got Dead Man's Corner, Dove Bridge, Carrington Causeway, Malay Bridge, and Road to Carrington. So definitely a good choice today. Before I forget, as we're kind of waiting here, I do want to pull up the rules here for a second. So just a quick reminder, one man arty, indestructible nodes, and a panther ban is for today. So just keep that in
Wow,
mind.
would you look at that? It looks like they just got tank sniped.
Ooh.
Possibly by, I believe that is Libby. Libby just got tank sniped.
Yeah, I believe he did. I mean, it's got taken out right away as you're waiting for this. I think we're actually on the tank that took him out. So they did get some fight back, but as we kind of move in here, you can definitely see. Oh yeah, there's your artillery. Here we're starting to really see some cap progress from Exodus.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can see here, Dad Bud, but off to the top right, we have a tank, I believe, right behind the hedge. Or that smoke.
I see it.
Definitely wreaking havoc, and there goes MERC's tank to the top left. So something, I believe that was a tank that just got taken out.
Absolutely, it does look like it.
So we'll keep a lookout as our two guys kind of get closer and closer to mid. We'll switch over to them to kind of give you that first person view of what it's like down there.
Exodus seems to have total control of that midpoint.
Yeah, they definitely do have full control as it's getting closer and closer with that cap progress. They're just over the halfway point there on that cap.
I think their biggest issue right now is they don't have enough bodies in the circle yet.
Yeah, they
now
do.
It looks like they do.
Yeah, and that flickering, by the way, that I believe is lightning. So keep that in mind. If you do see that, it's something with the game, so it's a little funky. But we'll go over here. Oop, as they get taken out, I'm gonna go over to Harley here. He's going through the bushes, just trying to get closer and closer to the line. Here, I'll go over to where he's at, and you can kind of see a perspective of where he's at. So you can see he's kind of out by himself, all alone, pushing on MERC here.
Once again, those bushes are going to be a key movement to moving up in this map. So I think we're going to continue to see that.
Yep, and we just had Exodus take the middle point, so Exodus now has control over midpoint. It's now 3-2.
A lot of good RD shots coming in. A lot of good tank shells coming in.
Definitely. Waiting to see Libby get to the main point here. Definitely keeps getting there, get taken down. Go back to Harley here. He's just continuing to move closer as he takes some fire. And then I'm going to establish here. So as we switch back over, they have two tanks here. They have one on the hedgerow here to the bottom left. And then they got, it's a scout. Scout to the top right on the main road. So the scout's just going to be, well, actually both of these, because that's a small and a scout dad bod. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just for controlling of infantry, make sure they can't push forward.
Absolutely. The biggest role in tanks, your medium is your tank hunter. Your recon is infantry. Your recon tank or scout tank is purely infantry, throwing up maybe their recon ability, getting some intel on the map, and then your light tank may sometimes be a tank seeker if it can get behind, but mostly infantry.
Yeah. So, all right. So right now we're looking at Libby here, right behind that tank that was on the bottom left of your screen, going up the hedgerow. So as we zoom out here, you're gonna see him on the left hand side here. We'll just kind of follow, and definitely a flank move here, trying to catch up with Diesel maybe.
Absolutely, and I question why we're not using smokes to cross that giant opening in the hedgerows there. It just seems like it's too risky of a play for myself.
Yeah, and I'm gonna switch over to Harley because Harley's actually shooting at them right now. So Harley's actually the person that's trying to seek them out right now and try to take them out. Has actually panned away from Libby. Libby got taken down. So I think Harley right now is just looking for those tanks, trying to mark them. Yep, there you go. So I don't know if you realize, but there is some cap progress here from MERC. There's definitely been a kind of a push here. I don't think we're gonna get cap, but
absolutely, it looks like they flooded that Exodus flooded that point. So we're watching that cap slightly go away until it's fully defended here. But if they can, they're already getting pretty close here, it looks like. They just need to dial it in a little bit further up, and they'll start capping that point right away.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as soon as we see a push or a line break, I mean, this is a hard map to push. As we saw, was it last week or so? There's a lot of open space. It's hard to get through. You gotta go with those trenches. You gotta go through the trenches, and a lot of time they're defended sometimes by flamethrowers. We haven't seen that yet today. I'm waiting for that, but
oh man, would I love to see another flamethrower play. It was beautiful.
Oh, it was. I know that's what you're waiting for, so we'll see. Ooh, looks like we got a little bit of a tank battle going on over here, and possibly.
Absolutely, it does seem to be so. But that Luke's isn't going to do much to that Stewart, especially from the front.
Nope, but it does look like Harley may have marked it here. So, yep, definitely marked a tank. Right there. Yep, so that's marked. And down goes the tank. So keep in mind, Harley is on the Exodus side. So Harley just marked that tank that was being shot at.
Impressive that Looks took it out, it looks like, and you know, a shocking play. You know, with the light tanks, if they're face to face, they cannot take each other out.
No. So that's we'll definitely go over there and take a look, but yep, look at that. Still there. Still wreaking havoc. But it looks like we got some shots or something going on it. Not a whole lot of switching yet as we kind of pan out here.
Absolutely. It looks like MERC has a way better line set up. But as far as Exodus, they seem to be really turtling up on that point with a couple of guys to the east and west of the point.
Yeah, as you look back, as we kind of zoom out here, yeah, you can definitely see, looks like Harley moved over to the right side here. Or I guess left side of your screen. If we're looking at it from here, right side, that would actually be your north. So we're now looking northbound right now. Dang, yeah, you're definitely seeing a little bit movement from Exodus kind of branching out along that road. But not a whole lot. Everyone's kind of staying in the middle point right now.
Absolutely, and I think it's because they noticed that they kept flickering, and now they're trying to keep some bodies on that hard point.
Yeah, look at that. You can see they actually have stuff set up for cover.
Wow, that is a different technique that is not often used in the PC competitive side. So very interesting play and move by them.
Yeah, we talked about that last stream. I mean, we definitely see a lot of different tactics that you don't normally see on the PC side. So it's definitely something different. All right, so let's take a look here. So, yeah, look at that. You can definitely see a line forming across from east to west on both sides to be exact. But as we kind of zoom in here, yeah, you can definitely see that line all the way across. That's crazy. As we see some, looks like some supplies coming in.
Absolutely. One of the keys is to drop supplies, and keep filling up where your garrisons are built with supplies. So if it goes down, you can replace it right away. And I think that's what they may be doing here.
Yeah, and it looks like we're having a slight push to our top left of our screen, maybe trying to wrap, which might leave mid open here for Exodus to kind of push forward. So it's kind of risky, kind of stretching your guys out. It's going to be a long wrap. They're going to have to go all the way around that water if they don't want to be discovered.
Absolutely, and you know, one of the key factors is you never abandon your front door push, and you know, I'm not going to say they completely abandoned it, but there's 4 guys versus the whole team, and you know, there's a couple further back, but you know, that's a lot of ground that's being gained by Exodus right now on a front door push.
Yeah, and you just saw some Artie take out a MERC person right there, so it's definitely leaving them wide open. And like we talked about last time, this is one of those major areas here. Anytime you have a bridge crossing over, it's going to be more difficult at certain areas, but you gotta defend that bridge.
Absolutely, and that bridge is almost lost, in fact, and now we're looking at it. There's a garrison spawn, it looks like, but MERC is definitely a little too far shifted to the left, focusing on a flank that they actually have no control over that bridge that's on their side.
Yeah.
No, now the Exodus is actually pushing that bridge.
Yeah, as you saw, Cheeks just took him out.
Oh. Absolutely, and I think he's going to do the jump. There he goes. He's jumping his way across. He's going to walk up right to that OP and take it out.
And gonna disable the supplies too.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Oh, he gets taken out first.
wow, look at that.
That was a good play by MERC, making sure they saw that their OP went down and they reacted fast.
Yeah, and I think we just saw a Tanko down there on Harley's screen as I switch over to Libby. We'll go back. So yeah, you can see Harley here. I think it's marking Artie. That's what it's looking like to me. Definitely doing some spotting here. Yeah, that's just crazy. So, all right. So as we look here, we're starting to see a little bit of a push up here towards mid by MERC. Starting to see him come in. We're looking eastbound right now. So coming in from the east to midpoint, trying to make some cap progress as they're starting to see a little bit of blue trickle in here. We are starting to see a shift here, Dad Bob.
Absolutely, and I think, maybe MERC's game plan did pay off. Some of them, Exodus did push further south, which resulted in MERC being able to push up closer to the point. But what really matters is how far south are they going to make it?
Exactly. So dang, that's crazy. Let's go somewhere here real quick. We haven't done this a whole lot yet as we're waiting for this cap progress. Let's go side-by-side view. Why not? That way you can see both of them, seeing kind of what's going on. And it gives us a nice big view for that cap progress.
Absolutely, and it almost seems like, we're looking at Harley on a building, which is always a good move. In competitive, a height advantage is the way to go. Marking MGs as we were seeing earlier. Oh, but he or she gets taken out. And Libby is, just kind of watching that flank for the point, watching that main road, and it seems to be paying off.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the swamp, per se, right in the middle, as we pan back to our main screen, you see him right in the middle point, like middle of the screen. That's a very good point to be in, or position, per se. So
Absolutely, and you know what? I think we're gonna see a flip unless we see a big Gary spawn here from Exodus. But the question is, will it be enough? And will they be able to stop the artillery
well, that's the big
from hitting
question.
them?
I mean, yeah, big arty hit on that building, they probably wipe all them out. Oh, as that one comes very, very close, as we see supplies come in.
And there comes a bombing run, which does clear the point out for Exodus to get a defensive set back up.
Wow, just as they were about to cap too. Wow, what a great bombing run there to really defend midpoint.
Absolutely perfectly timed by Exodus. And obviously good callouts from the squad leads to be able to know that if I were MERC, I'd be sending a returning bombing run over that house, sending it north.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a bombing run yet from them, so they definitely have one in their arsenal. Will they use it here or wait for later on? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, look at that. They're really pushing up mid here.
Absolutely. And like I said, I think we'll start seeing that bombing run coming into effect here soon.
Yeah, as we got to see that truck get taken out there on the left of your screen. So we got Toof, Diesel, and KAPC. We'll do it that way. Defending middle here as they're trying to take it back. Just don't have enough push yet. Too many Exodus players coming in.
Absolutely. And as we're looking at it has almost been completely back to defended here. Just less than a quarter of cap.
Yeah, as that kind of gets slight people pushing in, I think there's more supplies coming in. Let's push more to the western section here, where we got a little bit more MERC players to Exodus players. A lot more wide open though. A lot less cover, a lot more just water and those trenches that we talked about.
Absolutely, but it doesn't seem to matter as MERC is taking out multiple Exodus players here.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot on this section happening.
Absolutely not. I think that'll just be a stalemate to prevent a wide flank coming around.
All right, I'm going to push over towards the eastern section here. So not seeing a whole lot of MERC, a lot of Exodus to your east side.
Absolutely. You know, I think I'd almost send a couple of those guys from the west over to the east here. Is the east is kind of falling behind even where our mid is. Our mid MERC is. So I think what we're going to be seeing is some more response, and as we can see, it does look like they're putting a few more bodies here in the east.
Yeah, but you want to know one thing I haven't seen here? As I'm looking, I don't see any tanks on either side, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you know, this is a map of far back, so I'm wondering if the tanks are, as I suspected, far back. 276s side by side down the main road. You know, I'm kind of wondering here, why is there no repair station?
So just covering your tank squads here. Here, I'll shift so we get a better view of their names. All right, so we got 2 heavy tanks just on the main road.
One is backing up, which is interesting. They must see something or have a call out.
Well, let's kind of go push here. Oh, yep.
And there it is.
They take out something there, and then it looks like it's a tiger here off to the left. Yep, we got a tiger. Let's take a look. So, and do we have anything way back here? Yeah, it looks like they're getting way back. Yep, they're starting to slowly push up, so.
Looks like another tiger here.
Model, yep.
Which is, you know, standard play. I believe for the rule set for this is tigers only, no panthers. Correct, X-Hawk?
That is correct. Yeah, tigers only, no panthers. So we'll definitely see a lot of heavies in this match as it continues.
Absolutely, and we're not going to see MERC in their backlines either because Artie is protected as well as their nodes.
Yeah, that is correct. So we'll continue here as we're looking at Libby going through those trenches talked about, through the water and everything. A lot of water on this map, not a whole lot of cover.
Absolutely, and you know what you know what I love about console is I love the even playing field. You know, there's no filters that people are running through NVIDIA, you know, as that's not an option. So what we're seeing here is raw talent.
Yes. Yeah, there's no, the only thing that you could possibly have is just people not playing fair. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, there's always that chance, but you know, if the only other option would be if they're running a monitor with a built-in crosshair. Other than that, you know, it is just raw talent. It's impressive to see, and I'm excited to see who our top gunners are, because you know they deserve the recognition most definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So it's interesting to watch these guys. But dang, I think now would be a good time to test those stats out, see if they're working. Let's do a quick test here. I'm intrigued. Let me see. Doesn't look like we got anything coming in. So, all right. Looks like we still gotta do some testing with that, but maybe in the near future we'll have that rocking and rolling. So definitely something to look forward to.
Unfortunately, it looks like MERC is sort of pulling back a bit. Nexus has made some ground off the point, both in the, I believe, east, and right down that main road as well. They've made some ground. What is the west looking like here, X?
The west side, yeah. Let's kind of flip around here. I went the long way. So,
you know, it is definitely still that stalemate, but actually MERC is gaining some ground here. So it's good to see them gaining some ground in one aspect, but they're losing in the other two. So maybe it's time they focus in that eastern side.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to see a switch here. So, oh, look at that. So as we kind of zoom in over here, you got two guns over here and a tank. Looks like that repair station hasn't been built yet, but definitely could be some heavy firepower on that side. One thing I've noticed a lot here on the console side, you see a lot of field guns like that. Where
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of deployables in general.
Mhm.
I'm sure if we went low to the ground, we'd be seeing a lot of AP mines, AT mines as well. But, if not, that's a shame, too, which those AT mines could come in use later, but unlikely due to artillery.
Yeah, unlikely. Dang, we're starting to see a real push here from Exodus, as
Absolutely.
Exodus is maybe taking this point here. We gotta wait. They're obviously going to be stopped slightly at the river here, but oh, look at that, they're getting right across.
River's not holding them back, and it looks like they're already way past that bridge, I believe. Um,
Yeah,
which is
they
a shame.
definitely are. Yeah, I mean they're stopping right at that bridge actually. So not the big bridge that we talked about over by, which is the next point, but that small bridge leading up to it. They're stopping right there.
If I were them right now, I'd be building maybe an iron gate, have some cover or something, just preventing them from coming across that bridge, maybe even barbed wire, and it may cover them or prevent them from moving up. At this point, they need to defend that point because they're getting way too close.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. As I kind of switch back over here, you're gonna see as I zoom out. Right here is the main bridge we're talking about here, where you want to get that deployable probably, and then I mean, yeah, like you said, you could probably even put one up here. As we see Randall Man right there going against Santa Elite. That's a great name. As they Exodus gets a major spawn in here that could really shift, but it looks like they're retreating back. All right.
And you know what? As it seems here is, let's go and take a look. And if you look at the bottom there, Merc is 1-3. It looks like Exodus is 0-4 in their bracket. And you know what? It just seems like Exodus is playing for the win.
Yeah, and
They really want this win to stay in.
yeah, and you got to keep in mind they played earlier in the season and Merc won, so they've definitely faced each other before. So these are teams that are familiar with each other. They've played each other before, so maybe Exodus has learned from their mistakes from the previous match and capitalizing on those.
Absolutely, and as they are a newer team, the further along they go, the better they will get, as it is natural. But um, no, actually, we're looking at it. There was some cap progress on that midpoint.
There definitely is, as we see Harley getting an outpost down. Remember, Harley is kind of off to the east slightly. As I kind of switch over here, you're going to see him in my screen. The middle point is just to the bottom of your screen here. So that's where that spawn in is. So trying to get back some more people.
Absolutely, and it looks like Merc actually made some good progress back in the east that they were so desperately needing. They were pushed back almost exactly with their mid defense there, or mid offense, I should say.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing more control over there. As I switch to the map here, I'm going to zoom out. You're going to see a much better view of everything going on. They're starting to establish their line again from east to west. A little less, more on the west side, I would say, but or I'm sorry, east side. The east side's a little lacking, but that's the spot that they're slowly getting back. So keep that in mind. That's where we're currently looking towards.
Absolutely, and Merc coming back with a great cap so far. They're almost at 3/4. Will they cap is a good question. We've seen what happens when Exodus is at that 3/4 mark, and they go and they defend.
Yeah.
Um, and once again, here we are. They're defending at the moment, so it looks like we're going to see Exodus turtling on that point once again and trying to push MERC back.
Yeah, we're starting to see slight cap progress as I kind of come back to the main. You can see it's around a quarter cap, maybe a little less. But definitely Exodus has control over that middle point. But we're still waiting for that bombing run to come in from MERC. I don't believe we've seen one.
Absolutely, and you know what surprises me is they didn't use it when they had their best opportunity. At, 3/4, that bombing run would have carried them completely through to capping that point.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see here, Steve is the commander here for MERC. So we'll see if Steve puts anything in there, puts it down. Who knows? You gotta have something soon. Look at that though. Like if he puts it on mid, right down the road, that's about half the team right there.
Absolutely, and possibly a garrison too, depending on how he lays it. So what we're looking for here is a bombing run down the middle, possibly taking out a garrison, and MERC just absolutely dashing into the middle point here. And we'll definitely see a cap if that Gary gets taken out with all that infantry. But it seems that Steve may be a very, cautious commander. And he's waiting to use that bombing run for a defense or possibly just the right opportunity. And, honestly, looking at the map right now, I'd say right now is the perfect opportunity. Let them gain some ground, get your guys right at that front door, and have an Exodus fully on the point. That's when you use it.
Yeah, for sure. Dang, I just saw Harley keeps going down trying to push.
Yeah, this map is not a map of a high KD. It's going to be a lot of negative KDs. You're just pushing to gain ground as much as you can.
Yeah. So right now we're watching Harley's screen. Harley's over on like the east side push. Like I said, gotta find whatever cover you can on this map. In this case, it's gonna be some hedges in the water, but they're trying to. He's on the Exodus side. He's trying to push into that bridge point, like we talked about earlier, to try and push forward, which is now actually defended as I switch over by a tank. So right here on the bridge cap point from MERC, currently in MERC control. We got a heavy, and then I believe we have some more heavies back here defending the road. If I zoom back, oh, I guess not.
Absolutely, it does seem to be so. But what I'm really concerned about from MERC's side right now is that I'm not seeing a lot of repair station.
No, but we do have like a lone soldier back here. Juka just kind of maybe doing some scouting back here.
Absolutely, if I was Exodus right now, I would be getting a safe OP down and flooding that OP with infantry and getting behind them.
For sure. I mean, let's kind of go back here. Ooh, looks like we had a tank over there. Yeah, that tank's still over there wreaking havoc.
But I will say, I think what I should have said is, I think we may see a garrison spawn being made there, as he's kind of pushing out to the east or west. It was, so I think he may be trying to get an open garrison.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, ooh, okay, so they got a half track down here, so they can spawn in on that half track right next to the midpoint. So that's probably what's helping them maintain this push. Yeah, look at that. That's a great position for that half track.
Absolutely, and they know that MERC has been pretty dominant in that west side, as we can see slightly just by angle. So they're trying to hide it closer to the middle eastern side of that shack, so that if they get pushed out of the west, it's harder for them to see.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And have we noticed they're not crossing? They know they have the midpoint. It doesn't look like they're gonna do any offensive moves here. They're straight defense for Exodus right now.
Absolutely, and it seems like it is working for them. And you know the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So I'm switching over to Libby here. Libby looks like taking fire. Not sure exactly where they're at. It's taken down.
Wax, I'm still waiting for that flamethrower play. I just want it so bad.
It looks like Harley was actually on the gunner there, the field gun, taking some shots, aiming down the range, but I don't think they got any hits. Right now, just marking for that field gun. It looks like.
Absolutely. One of the hardest things to do is kill infantry with that field gun because it is, once again, AP, not HE. So it is difficult to kill infantry unless it is a direct hit.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's very difficult to find people downrange. Like, obviously, we can see them up above, but they don't get that luxury. So it's definitely harder. Libby's to the east, so as we switch over here, definitely trying to push towards midpoint, but actually looking more towards the east, trying to defend their own bridge right now. Ooh, looks like getting an outpost down.
Absolutely, and we're also seeing a little bit of cap progress going back and forth between them and Exodus, which is always a good thing to see, is that back and forth, no dominance of one or another team.
Yep, and it looks like Libby's about to run into some people here as we zoom back in. And just right behind Libby is a spawn for MERC, so getting a lot more help on this push.
Absolutely, you know, I would say that it's a good possibility that Exodus may be wiped here. And they spawn right in front of MERC, which is an unfortunate ending for them. But 2 MERC get taken out. And 2 Exodus get taken out for the wipe.
Yeah, got the wipe. No one's there. All right, so
Good play on MERC.
As we were watching that, there was a big push towards mid here. And MERC's starting to make some cap progress.
And here's where we need to see that bombing run to solidify that ground. You know, once they get some more MERC bodies, but unfortunately, I'm not seeing MERC's arty coming in where it needs to be at the moment.
No, as we like see cap progress starting to get in cap, Exodus just comes back in and wipes them out with a major spawn. Like I said earlier, that track being right there, that half track, that's helping big time at keeping this midpoint capped for them.
Absolutely, and you know they're sending that arty a little too far from MERC once again, and I think that's one of the major issues right now. That the common spot that arty should be sent in is that circle trench just behind where you are, and with it not being sent there, it's actually sent probably 10 to 15 meters above that. You know, he's missing a lot of spawn waves.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Dang, I just saw a rocket coming in the bottom right of our screen. We might have a wrap here. Oh, I think I hear a bombing run coming in.
Yes, you do, and it is from Exodus, it looks like. Fortunately, it'll only take out 1.
Two. We got 2.
You got 2 with that.
Will we see a counter by Steve here?
And I would hope so. Looks like MERC is really in the position where they need some additional force to really prevent them from getting another spawn on that midpoint. And I think a bombing run would do just that. And now MERC's arty is coming in deadly.
Here we go. Yeah, I saw that right locked in. Ooh.
Right on that circle trench, which was beautiful.
Diesel putting down a rocket right in there. Takes out Sean. Can you get Banksy?
You know, if we continue to see,
gets taken out by the Artie at the last second.
Unfortunate. Oh, you know, and as we all know in the competitive scene here, but you know, our casual players may not know it. It is 24 seconds from the firing to the landing of Artie for all shells. So no matter where you're putting it, how close or how far, it's 24 seconds for that to drop. So, you know, sometimes your teammates will get a push and get a really good push, and they run right into your Artie, and that's what we saw there.
Yeah, and as you can see, I want to say Lewis gets taken out by Artie. I was about to say, definitely holding down the fort, but gets taken out. Look at that. We almost have a clear midpoint here.
I almost would say that wasn't even Artie, that was a satchel.
I mean, if you're thinking that's a satchel with a combination of artillery, I think it might have been both, or maybe both sides zoning in at one point.
That was a huge radius for just Artie.
Yeah, but I mean, with that spawn being right here, it's still in Exodus's favor.
Absolutely. With both of the spawns that they have one in the circle trench, it appears, that half track there, and the garrison that's somewhere around here, and a beautiful Artie shot coming in to take out that Exodus player right on the bottom right. And it looks like we're finally going to have that bombing run from MERC here, coming in right over that circle trench.
Look at that.
Beautiful bombing run. It cuts them off. What we need to see is that continuous Artie.
Wow, what a spot. We were waiting for that bombing run to come in. We finally got it. It was a great position, but at that point, I don't think there was a whole lot of people in. I don't know. We kind of were late to looking over there before it was already coming down, but I don't know. What was your thoughts on that?
Came late. It definitely came late, and it came with an opportunity where, yes, as people were pushing, but, you know, your Artie player already took kind of most of the people out, along with possibly a satchel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the Artie that's coming in from MERC is deadly, nonetheless.
Yeah, I thought that was a great spot. I didn't think they needed it at that time, but oof. You know, they can't see what we can see. They can only guess, so their information may have been delayed.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes you're 20, 30 seconds behind in information, and that by that time it passes, and sometimes you're just lucky when you get a hit. You get a spawn wave that comes in, and you just annihilate that wave.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about on this map is we don't see a lot of tank battles. All the tank battles, if there is any happening, are going to be on that main road, and to be honest, they're not going to be moving much.
No, and they're either slightly east, slightly west, or on the main road. They're about 800 to 900 meters away from each other. So, you know, we can focus the tanks, or we can focus the infantry, and you know, infantry is definitely the most entertaining, so that's what we're doing. But every now and then we try to make a break for those tank battles.
Yeah, and as you can see, those two first-person cameras, they're infantry. They're not tanks, especially for this map. Now, maybe if we're at like Hill 400, or like a map that the tanks got to move around to get their shots, you know, it'd be
Absolutely.
better. Yeah. But I'm going to switch over to Harley, because Harley's actually got a great position here. Can oversee everything kind of to the east. So just a little too far, trying to get a little bit closer, but got a great position over there. Dang, I'm going to come back to that, but dang, we'll switch over to Libby. Libby, you can see, is on over by that bridge coming in. So that was the main bridge that they're defending. They have definitely pushed Exodus away from that bridge. So you're going to see Libby at the left of your screen here. dad bod. As you can see right next to that tank.
Absolutely. Getting the garrison up too.
Yeah, so got Harley with the garrison. Libby's coming in, getting an outpost down. So definitely getting
Spawns are being made left and right.
yes, being very active on the spawn. We're starting to see some cap progress from MERC here on the midpoint. Will that be squandered again? We'll have to wait and see. As I am set up on midpoint here, so we're gonna switch right over, and you're gonna see this push.
Now we are reaching. Actually, we have already passed the halfway point by 2 minutes. Almost 2 minutes. What are your thoughts on the first half of the match?
So far it's definitely Exodus control. MERC's shown that they can push and definitely do some good cap progress on midpoint. I don't think they've brought out the entire bag of tricks. I think they're holding back a move. I think they're definitely going to try and push towards the west. I think we're definitely going to see something there. We'll have to wait and see because there's a lot of stuff that can happen. I think that person just got taken out by artillery. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And did you notice we had 2 people crawl past him?
Oh, I very much noticed that. I was watching that as you were speaking, thinking, "There's no way," but it happened.
It happened. I mean, we get to see those crazy things. I mean, going back, I know you weren't a part of my first stream here for console. We had 2 tanks where they were on opposite side of the bushes, and when they just traded, they both crossed different sides and never saw each other. It took them like a good minute or 2 until one of them finally saw the other. It was crazy.
I can only imagine the chat inside that tank crew saying, oh my god, there's a tank next to us."
Yep. And as we look at this, they were having such a great time capping on MERC. They got over halfway, and then like I said, that half track has to be taken out if they want to take back that midpoint. They just have to.
I mean, somebody has to see that half track or has seen that half track. I mean, it's not like it's enclosed in a 4-way box.
And as I say that, it gets taken out, so half track is done for. So we'll see what Exodus does now that they've lost that major spawn area.
You know, if they're smart, they'll bring up another half track, and they'll do something with it. You know, dare I say, possibly drop some supplies on that thing, build some barricades around it. I mean, it sounds crazy, but that half track provided so much that I think it would be worth it.
I think you might be right. Oh, as we just saw, Libby. Oh, we just missed it. Libby is in the trenches and just took out some person up close. Let's see if we can get another here. Pushing the
Smokes are
midpoint.
being good. Smokes are being used good, and actually actively pushing. Wow. Yep, right up that canal. Will she see that person before they? Yes, she does.
Grenade has been thrown out. I don't know. It might get Libby here. We'll see. Yep, there it
Yep.
goes. Dang. As we keep saying, I mean, you gotta push with those trenches with this map. There's not a whole lot of other options when you're trying to get good cover and trying to push a position. Oh, look at this spawn.
It's a great spawn by MERC, but it looks like it's followed up by Artie directly onto that airhead.
Yeah, I think artillery might have taken it out here.
It's close, but it's still there. Artie knows where it's at, and it's being responded to. That guy just needs to throw a grenade.
Oh, look at that. Oh my.
Oh, what a beautiful play by their Artie, just hammering that airhead.
Wow, that's devastating.
Absolutely. I mean, it was seen, it was called out. Artie reacted just like it should have been.
Yeah, so we're switched over here to Harley. Harley's just a little bit off towards the southeast of the midpoint, so that's where you're looking at. He's off to a side road. He's slowly pushing towards the midpoint. He's mostly been defending the east side. As we switch over to Harley. Harley just got an outpost down. Or I'm sorry, Libby. Libby just got an outpost down. Again, pushing towards mid.
Absolutely. And I would almost say that I agree with you when you said that the Merc is holding back a bit. I think they're not trying to pull everything out. I think what they're doing is they're trying to exhaust Exodus's resources and then have a full bag of tricks when that's done.
Yeah. So Libby was right in the middle there, just got taken out. But as you can see, there was a halfway progress for MERC there. They had it halfway again, just couldn't get the full. And yeah, I mean, I think they're holding out as well. I mean, they got 38 minutes left. I think now we're gonna start to see all their bag of tricks come out. So we'll see.
I mean, what have we seen? We've seen 2 bombing runs from Exodus, one from Merc here. So definitely Exodus is expending their resources a lot more actively. But what is going to come of that? And we're looking at a Stewart here, or is that a recon? That's a recon
That's a
tank.
recon. Ooh.
Oh, and the heavy tank gets taken out.
Oh, down
That was a
goes the
beautiful
Tiger.
play.
And that was the first time we've seen them since the initial cap of a tank getting pushed up. And as you can see, there's actually barriers in the way that was assisting in protecting that tank.
Absolutely, and you know what? I think we're going to see a cap here by Merc. That half track being gone is a huge crushing blow
Yeah, as we see
to
Libby.
Exodus.
Oof. I was about to say, Libby was taking the midpoint, actually getting in there and helping with that cap progress, but it just gets, every time they get a little bit or get halfway, it just gets taken out again by Exodus.
Absolutely, and Merc does seem to have capped the point.
We are starting to see a wrap here, the east side by Exodus. Are they going to be able to defend it? I think Libby sees it maybe, or has been called out. Starting to look that way. Yep, so let's see. There goes one. Oh, grenade go. Did you see the grenade? I don't think so. Walking right towards the grenade. Yep. Oh, dang.
Which is unfortunate for Libby, because that may have taken out her outpost that she was actually standing on and firing from.
Yeah, what a play by the Exodus player right there. I didn't quite get the name. It may have been Tate. That's crazy.
Oh, Harley with your controller has been just disconnected. Devastating.
Gotta plug that in.
I'm sorry, no, that was Libby. That was Libby that had a controller disconnected.
I gotta mark those for you. Next time, we gotta improve by each stream, right?
Absolutely. Let's start by having working audio on this one.
I think we're gonna see a satchel here.
I hope so. That's always something
Oh, they can't.
we hope to see.
Yeah, they can't lay a satchel. That's not wrong position.
Oh, devastating. Oh, but a rocket in the rear. Oh, and a hit from the front.
There we go.
And there it goes. Beautiful play by Exodus.
Yeah, and we're starting to see them push across that bridge. So they've been holding off and not crossing that bridge till now. I think they're starting to go on that offensive as they're starting to realize that MERC may have been holding out on them.
Absolutely.
You're going to see one of the MERC tanks retreating top right here as the other tank got taken out.
Absolutely. You know what? I just seen that the cap progress flickered for a second there for Exodus.
Well, I mean, as you're looking at the screen right now, Exodus has majority of their guys southeast here of the bridge point here. That's not looking good for MERC.
Absolutely.
I don't know, but I'm thinking that tank here, as we pan to the west, there's some people over here, but majority of Exodus is kind of towards your southeast. So I think we'll see that tank turn around here in a minute or two.
Absolutely, and you know what? I think we may be seeing a bombing run coming in here soon.
Yeah, Libby's towards the midpoint here. Gets taken out. But dang, I mean, we're just waiting here for something to happen. Dang, definitely seeing a shift here by Exodus.
Absolutely, and Exodus is actually coming back and getting behind them, which is a beautiful play. If they can complete that wraparound, they'll take that point.
Yeah, oh, we're starting to see the tank shift over here. So now we got, I believe we got 3 tanks in the field. Nope, we just got 2. That one's, oh yeah, we got 3. We got 3 tanks in the field. 1 to your left, way over there. Got 1 right here, and then you got the 1 coming up mid. So, ooh, as something gets taken out there. Not sure what that was, but
Likely a AT gun or supply truck.
yeah, I think MERC is definitely doing a good job trying to clear Exodus out here so they can take mid. We got 33 minutes left here in the match. Oof. As we just saw, I believe that was supplies go down. Possibly, I think that was the repair station for MERC.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Sean and is it Tyranny right there, voiced facing the facing the jaws of death here by that tank. Let's see if that tank sees them or not.
Absolutely. I don't know. We'll see here. But you know, as open as that tank is right now, we should be seeing a possible precision strike here on that tank. Being, it has to be getting marked.
Yeah, it's got to be marked here soon. There's an outpost right next to it. As we're turning over to Libby, Libby gets taken out trying to push toward mid. Yeah, so if you look on the bottom left of the screen here, ooh, as the tank takes a hit, there's an outpost right there that I'm hoping someone, so there's 2 outposts, I'm hoping some squad spawn in to help defend. There we go.
Oh, and they're taken out. You know what really should have been done there is have an AT player coming up and rocketing that OP possibly. A beautiful ricochet by whoever threw that rocket from downtown.
As I'm hustling to get my controller plugged in.
You know, I think Libby was feeling the same way. I can only imagine. There it is. We have a controller. That OP gets wiped, but will the Exodus player get wiped, or will he wipe everybody? Everybody gets wiped off of that OP.
Oof.
Beautiful rocket. I mean, that tank's now 1 shot here, so.
And it looks like the Sherman Jumbo just got called out in Dead Man's Corner. So, let's see.
It's not looking good for MERC tanks right now.
No, it is not.
It's one thing to have your tanks marked, but to have 2 marked and 1 actively 1 shot is never a good situation to be in.
No, so we're seeing Libby at the bottom of the screen here taking fire. Oof. You can hear the heart pounding.
Exodus is not only going for the win, but they're going for that 4-1.
They are. They're going for their throats right now.
Absolutely, and an airhead seems to be dropping up there by, I would assume, Exodus.
Yep. Oh, as the bombing run comes in, we're going to go to Libby. Oh, just turned away as that came in. That was a great shot. Oh, that is definitely an Exodus bombing run for sure.
Absolutely, but the question here is, we know Steve has played kind of passive on his bombing run, so are we going to see a defensive bombing run called out, as it's not looking good for MERC?
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to. I would hold off, though. Give them some time to kind of push into that point, because you still got some spawns in there. So as
absolutely. The question is he going to send it now or send it a little later?
I would hold off. I mean, you obviously know they're coming in from the east to southeast. That's where I would push it. I would do a counter off to that area. They clearly
Here's
know
that
this
bombing
one.
run.
Not where I would have put it. Nope.
I would not have put it through my own team for sure.
No, definitely.
Wow.
That was
just
waste of resource. I would have put that on midpoint at this point.
no, maybe by chance that was just not. I mean, I don't even know. That almost would seem like an Exodus bombing run, in fact.
Yeah, I mean at that point they're down on resources and they don't have any counters. So if that push happens again, oof, they might be out.
It's going to be tough and it's going to be rough.
Yeah, I mean the only thing you'll probably have left is reinforce. So you can do a reinforce and that's about it.
That or you can hope they're all in a straight line.
Yep, yeah, line up for the tanks.
For the tanks and send a strafing run.
Yep, there you go. All right, so I'm down on Libby's camera. You can see the line is forming again here. They're starting to really form a solid defense on bridge. I think Libby's going to get taken out crossing the road. Yep. All right, so as you saw on that camera, there's the line going right down the river there. They're on the front side of there. You got to be in front of the bridge. You don't want to be on the back side for defense reasons.
Absolutely.
And let's
you know what I'm wondering here is, is Exodus, is there any MERC that has made way? It looks like there's some over here in the east side, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, we'll see if Harley can sniff him out there. If he can, I'll keep an eye on his screen, but if he can, we'll definitely switch over to that and keep you updated.
Well, in the west has been kind of quiet overall, but it seems that MERC has gone way west, actually. But they're actively just trying to squash this squad right here in between them. And Exodus has a squad in the far west as well, just holding them off, which is a great play by Exodus.
And they got a tank over here.
And they have a tank wrecking some havoc, which is also good to see by Exodus once again, just squashing that western push. Yes. So the fight really looks to be really just in the east and the middle, the mid road here. The west seems to be completely dominated by Exodus.
Yeah, we're gonna see some possibly a spawn point going in here. Garrison, yep, look at that right there.
Well, Garrison, and with the Exodus being the underdogs in the new team, I gotta say I think I'm rooting for him here. It's always good to have a new team show up and show what they got, and that's what I'm most excited to see.
Yeah, it'll definitely be good to see them move on here if they can hold off here. They still got 25 minutes. Anything can happen.
Absolutely.
But as of right now, it's looking like Exodus might pull off their first win of the Premier League's inaugural season.
That is huge to see, and honestly, for whoever is commanding Exodus here, I believe it is. What is the name? I can't read it, but whoever it is.
I would switch over, but I think. Oh, there we go. It'd be Osiris. Osiris, I believe is how you say it.
Okay, Osiris, props to Osiris at this point in time, because he has just done a great job having his infantry where they need to be, having them recalled when they need to be recalled. I mean, for a team that has started at this new year, he has quite a team and quite a bright future. So if you're watching this, Osiris, keep it up, man.
Great words from Dad Bod. Oh wow, you're starting to see some wrap like you talked about earlier back here.
Absolutely, and I think it's due to that tank that we were seeing pushing up with the infantry. We're seeing Exodus actually completely surrounding the point at this time. Not close, but they're surrounding it, and that's going to put a chokehold out on them. Now, what we need to make sure is we need to make sure that MERC, as Exodus, we need to make sure that MERC does not, use that against us as we're closing in, that they don't come and wrap around behind and get a spawn and flood our defense.
Yeah, it's just like two guys right now, but as you can see, the majority. Oh,
Simultaneously.
What a great play.
Two heavy tanks on that side. They have been marked. They are on that defensive point. They got to be dealt with if Exodus wants this 4-1. MERC is doing a great job just holding that defense. I mean, it's not an easy point to defend here. And actually, while simultaneously getting some bodies on the defense here.
Yeah, we're starting to see some cap progress on midpoint.
Absolutely, and if I was Exodus here, and it looks like they already are, they're on it. They're sending a squad back to the point. What we really need to see is we need to see a recon from Exodus here. Because you can't have somebody in the middle of your point.
Yeah, as you see MERC's doing their own recon here, going east to west, just trying to see, is there anyone back there? Anyone?
If I was MERC, I'd be saying, let me get a recon. Where can I send this airhead?
So as you can see, it looks like Exodus recapped that midpoint. They took control again. Still seeing a good defensive line here from MERC, right on that push forward. But dang, still got some Exodus guys here in the back.
Absolutely, and you know what? Props to MERC for holding on. This is once again not an easy point to hold like it is to hold the that midpoint there. That midpoint is very open. This point is not. So, you really gotta clear it out in order to do it. With it being open, it's pretty easy to get wiped, especially from the defense.
Get the satchel? Nope. But in the last second, just thinking about it, already they didn't get the satchel out. There you go. Sorry, I saw that going on. I'm like,
wow, I didn't even realize that the tank crew was trying to defuse it. That's incredible. What a big play once again, and if a 76 wants to advance there, they're gonna have to clear that rubbish, that rubble there, the old tank carcass.
Yeah, so we'll see. Oh, it looks like they can make some room to the left. They might be able to get around, but
almost it would be a smarter idea to keep it there and just hide behind it.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good defense position for another tank coming up, but it's gonna make it harder for them to shoot around.
Absolutely. But it also makes them 10 times harder to spot.
Yeah, so I'm switching over to Harley here. It looks like Harley just got an outpost down. Oop, as he's redeploying. Switch over to Libby. Let's see if Libby is kind of right now on the cap for MERC, pushing up the main road towards midpoint. So we'll see what Libby can do here. I don't know, Dad, but we got 20 minutes left. They got to do something. So we'll get an outpost down as they get closer to midpoint.
Absolutely, and I'm concerned that Exodus does not have an MG down this way yet. This is one of my favorite spots to sit in MG here. With Libby taking out some infantry, that's got to throw a warning sign here to Exodus.
Oof.
There it is.
So Libby goes down as they're trying to push towards mid. Still no cap progress there. You're starting to get a little bit more your way. Oof. You still got a lot of Exodus guys coming from behind. A lot of Exodus players back there. So you got to watch from behind still.
Yeah, but what we are seeing is MERC starting to cap that midpoint, and Exodus once again doing what they seem to do best and responding
Yeah,
to that. This whole match, we've seen nothing but Exodus responding, and you know what? I'm sad to see there's no half track back there because it's needed. That was a great placement. Maybe they have one a little further back, but still, it should be placed, in my opinion.
close by. You'd want it close by, and I think anything further, yeah, back here would be too far. So you got the 2 tanks, 3 tanks. Nope, 2 tanks, and yeah, just one supply. Oh no, you got 3. So you got your 3 tanks back here, just kind of waiting for a push, maybe.
Absolutely. Those tanks are going to be detrimental because if MERC does get a push, um, I believe MERC is out tanked right now with 3-2. So,
Yeah, Merc's got. It looks like Merc's just got 1 tank. They got 1 scout coming in, and then they got a supply truck and a.
how much fuel are we looking at here for MERC?
Merc's got 230 ammo, 420, and then 390 for fuel.
Yikes, that's not good to see. Especially up against 3 heavies.
No, they got 3 heavies coming in, so it'll be interesting to see. I want to see if Libby can survive here going up the middle. That's a hard area to go. Looks like they're finally realizing there's people behind them.
Absolutely, and it looks like the 76 there, she is smoking. Will we see a possible takedown of the last heavy they have?
Yeah,
And
there's
if so, that will not be good for MERC.
All right, so as we zoom out, oh, never mind. The last person that was on the point here got taken out by artillery as I zoomed in. We'll go back to Libby. Dang, as that has been cleared.
Props to MERC for clearing that out. It was well needed, and now they have a good offensive line coming back over to the offense point, and Exodus really needs to react right now and realize, you know what, time pushing is done. We need to respawn here and get back on the defense.
Yeah.
And I think MERC is going to start getting some cap weight here soon.
Yeah, as you see some supplies coming in for Merc right there.
Absolutely. I believe that's Exodus, actually.
Or yes, you're right. For Exodus, my bad. Yes, I apologize. Yeah, so that'd be for Exodus. Ooh, we see a flare come up here. Try to give Merc some. Oh, it looks like that's actually an Exodus flare. So just trying to see what's in the area.
Absolutely, and if that flare went off, which it did, it's not going to look pretty for Exodus right now because they almost have just as many people.
Yeah, I mean, you could possibly see something shift here. It's looking like there's a decent amount of Exodus players coming in. There might be a spawn somewhere back here that Exodus may have, or Merc may have to deal with. But let's kind of look over towards the west here. Got 1 tank over here, not a whole lot happening. You might be able to flank on this side.
Absolutely, but I'm kind of concerned here for Exodus is, they don't have the line they used to, and
yeah,
they're still throwing bodies at
but
that offense point.
Merc just lost their main tank on the main road there, so down goes another Merc tank on the main road.
And we hate to see that for MERC. Obviously, we want both sides to win, but right now it's not looking good for MERC.
No, it is not. I mean, they've been giving a good fight. They've been pushing. They've been getting cap progress about halfway on midpoint, but just aren't getting it. They're getting wiped out as soon as they get past the half point. Exodus has been done such a great job at just clearing out that point, especially when they have their backs against the wall there. It's been actually crazy. It's been uncanny how many times they've done it over and over again.
And I think that's something that they must have practiced over and over and over again is defense, defense, defense. And you can have a great team in offense, but if you can't handle your defense, you're not a good team in competitive.
Yep, and as you can see here, we have a bombing run coming in.
Just gonna do some damage here. It takes out a couple people, creates that separation of line, allows Exodus to sort of move up, take out some infantry, and keep moving forward. See the commander here is realizing, you know what? We're down to almost to the last 10 minutes here. We're at the last 15 currently. Need to be dropping supplies consistently on the point. Party's going to be coming in. It's going to be doing damage. Here's where I stand. Here's what I need. And Exodus already, it seems to be just coming in a little bit too far to the left. Right now, it should be focusing right on that main road. And I'm looking at this thinking we're gonna see a MERC takeover here.
Yeah, I mean,
with the control to the west, and just that main road line is just detrimental to Exodus, and Exodus isn't responding like they have been.
no, I mean, you can see some Exodus players back here, but they don't have like a major cap like in the past, or spawn, I should say. So it'll be interesting to see how they react to this.
Absolutely. I think what we need right now more than anything is Exodus to bring their tanks up to secure this defense.
Yeah, as we kind of watch here, as Libby's gonna push in, see if we can get that fully capped. Gets taken out.
Looks like Artie got the best of her. And what we really once again need now is some close-up Artie on that main road, a little bit left. We need those tanks for Exodus just in that front line.
Yeah, so I'm gonna switch over to Harley. Harley's out by the tanks. Oh, getting some stuff built up here for the tanks.
Absolutely, we're seeing an airhead coming down, and we're seeing a bombing run by Steve, which is actually somehow managed to miss one of his players, take out his own recon tank.
Oof, I would have went straight up the road.
Absolutely. It seems like they may have done a little bit more harm than help in that bombing run.
Yeah, those bombing runs just haven't been working out a whole lot for MERC today. Just been slightly off. Oh, wow. Is someone going to take out Jack here? Everyone's just so close. As we see a big spawn come in mid. I think we're finally going to see that cap on midpoint.
Absolutely. Here. And you know what? That's a shame for Exodus. But MERC definitely deserves it here. Exodus responded good all game up until this point.
Yeah. Libby, he's right on the front line here. Right on that midpoint. Pushing for that defense as they take the point here. It is 3-2 MERC as they take the lead here with 11 minutes and 2 seconds left in the match.
Absolutely. Wow, what a great cap by MERC. I'm sure Exodus is a little devastated right now to see that, as they've held it for an hour and 20 minutes almost. At least an hour and 19 minutes they've held that point and called it home.
Yeah, it's it's crazy. That's the power of Hell Let Loose here competitive. They're waiting for their time to strike, and that was the time to strike when the iron was hot. So look at this. We talked about earlier, there's no spawn close to it now, so they're gonna have to push up that main road. I don't think they have enough time to flank. It's just going to be a straight battle up mid.
Yeah, it's going to be a straight meat grind, and that's never good to see. It's not looking good here for Exodus, and it looks like this might just be a MERC victory overall. And kudos once again to MERC for that cap. It was well deserved and properly executed.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, Exodus controlled the midpoint all match. We saw MERC continuously being just battered down, loss after loss after loss. And at one point, we thought it was going to be full Exodus control as they continued to push forward. That actually may have hurt them when they finally decide to go on the offensive instead of, coming off of that defensive all match. I think that might have been the turning factor there, Dadbot.
100%. I couldn't agree more, and I think they didn't know when to call it quits on attack and realize that, you know what, we're getting spread thin. We need to move back to defense completely, and they did not. They kept trying to attack, and MERC kept advancing.
Yeah. So we'll I'm speechless at this point. So
I mean, they shouldn't have lost that point with the tank advantage they have.
No, they shouldn't have. I'd say at this point, if it holds as is, MERC's looking like your person that's going to go on to face your number 1 ranked overall, 6th Airborne. So, I mean, that's going to be probably next week that you'll have to tune in for that. Not sure who's going to be streaming yet, but that should be a fun match to watch.
Absolutely, and it almost seems like Exodus is getting a little bit of some movement back, but MERC's actually wrapping around them to the east here once again. So
yeah, and
I think we may see once again a MERC victory here.
Yeah, I don't know. They're starting to really push in here. So
I mean, you know what? I take it back. Exodus really wants this win, but do they have enough time?
I mean, this is what it comes down to. It's not a regular season match. This is for the league. So if you want to stay alive and continue, you're going to have to push up, take the point back here if you want to stay alive.
Absolutely. If this was at 20 minutes, I'd say Exodus has a chance, but we're getting down to below 7 minutes now, and it's not looking good. But MERC does lose a tank on the point, which, are we going to see an Exodus dive bomb of the tanks?
Maybe. I mean, that should open up the road a little bit more. There's less heavy fire coming down, but we still got those tanks way back, laying fire down. So
I'm sorry, that was an AT gun that got taken out, not their tank. But right now we're at a point where Exodus has 6 minutes on the clock. MERC is still in the point, buried like a tick. So the question is, are they gonna risk it and send those tanks in? And if so, when? Because right now they have the infantry support. They may not in a couple minutes.
Well, we'll kind of zoom out here as a tank gets taken out on that push. Still got a second one right behind it. Ooh. That Artie coming in close to that tank. You saw a little bit of cap progress, and it looks like MERC's just taking it back here.
If I'm Exodus's Artie player, I'm putting it directly on that house, not further back. Sending 2 rounds on that house at least, and just keeping it up. I think that's definitely a mistake by the Exodus Artie player right now.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, dang. It's coming in close. It's coming down to the wire here at the end.
And right now, MERC is losing the point, actually. Are we going to see an Exodus takeover? MERC is getting that spawn wave off, that huge spawn wave, but is their Artie player going to dial it back a hair and take that? I hope so.
I hope so, too. I mean I want to see a close battle. I want to see it come down to the final wire, which is what we're getting, so...
Absolutely. I mean, once again, I always root for the underdog. I hope both teams win, but the underdog always deserves a chance, and they've definitely put in they've showed their worth today. They've showed that they're capable of being a Div 1 team right now.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So hard fought battle either way as we're starting to see some cap progress, and they're starting to slowly take back the points. They have 25% cap from Exodus. I can't say it's over yet.
Absolutely not. I think we're just waiting on a MERC spawn wave here from their garrison. But if their arty player just keeps sending it in that spot, which that is right where their Gary is, if he just keeps sending it, he will prevent that. I mean, overall, there is no doubt or, question about it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So,
There's that spawn wave. Now, will the arty come in? And boom, it takes out half the spawn wave. But is it enough? Is it enough? No, it is not. Oh, the arty comes in and takes out more. And they start losing again. This is unbelievable.
Oof. And Libby was right in the middle of all that and gets taken out. I thought Libby was going to stay alive there for a second and get that defend, but just didn't hold on to it. Oh, and artillery just takes off that spawn right there. As we hear a bombing run in the back. Look at that. That's definitely an Exodus bombing run.
Taking out, doing some damage, but I don't think that was a close enough bombing run there.
No, I would have done a little bit closer because, like, again, they can't see what we can see, but if they were closer, they could have possibly taken out that spawn.
And there comes their heavy dive bombing in, getting that cap weight, proving that it is here to stay, and it gets taken out just as fast as it comes in. Do they have another heavy available is the question to get there. And right now it is 3-1, 3-2, 3-3.
Harley is surrounded right now. I don't think he realizes it. If he looks straight to his left, he's gonna run into a whole lot. Whew. Can you stay
Now's
alive?
not the time to have to reload.
Down goes one. And Harley. Down goes two.
Wow, just beautiful plays by Harley, over and over and over again here.
Libby just cleared out the house, now has control over the house. As we pan out here, you can see the total chaos here as Exodus is slow, just a little bit over halfway capped, but gosh, everyone is on the midpoint right now. Oh, Harley gets taken out. Let's go to Libby up top.
I mean, it is back and forth, between spawn waves for them. But what we really need to see here is the arty coming in where it is now for Exodus to take this cap. And with a minute left, Harley is got that controller disconnected, which is not good to see. But they quickly enable it again. We're seeing that Exodus possible victory here. I mean, it is down to the wire. Wow. It matters at this point. This is all on the arty right now.
The total chaos on midpoint right now. you can see how many players are on here just by how everything's reacting. Dang. That's
absolutely. And you know what? We're about to see it. It's 3-3 or 3-2 here on point. And that is it. That is game.
Exodus taking the lead with 18 seconds left to claim victory.
What a play by Exodus.
Wow. They had control the entire match. They lost it. I didn't think they were going to get it back. Wow.
Unbelievable to see. I mean, that's just incredible. To the last moment, that arty was coming in right at the right spot, just taking MERC out.
Your winners are Exodus. They are moving on to your semifinals. And
I can't believe it.
Wow, what a match that we brought you today. So let's just go over this. So they're coming in. They're gonna be the next match here as we continue. I'm gonna do that one more time here. So
I mean, it's hard to believe.
wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. I don't know what to say. So they're moving on here. They're going on, and your bracket. Let's bring up the bracket here. So they're gonna face your number one seed, which I believe is next week. Not sure in the times. Not sure who's casting, but your two matches for next week. Your semifinals will then be MERC versus the 6th Airborne, and then Taco and Legion.
No, it'll be Exodus versus the.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, Exodus. What am I doing? You see, I am so caught up here in how crazy that ending was that I can't speak right.
I mean, it was to the wire.
Yeah, to the wire. So Exodus is moving on to face your number one seed for match 2A next week. Wow, I'm speechless. What an ending! I did not see that coming.
I mean, Exodus has to be celebrating right now. That was a phenomenal win. And once again, not to be biased, but the underdog does it, and the underdog deserved it this entire match.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely deserved it. I think one of the key points that really kept them in the lead most of the match was having that track right there, that half track right beside there. It seems like that came in clutch every time it came close to them losing the midpoint. And then when they finally lost the midpoint, I think it was due to them doing that offensive push. I think they got a little too greedy there. Um,
Absolutely.
but then once MERC came in and they took control, which they had their backs against the wall most of the match. And when they finally got that push, I think they just used too many of their resources. They didn't have enough cap points there. They just had that one right on midpoint that really got them to maintain that cap progress at the middle of the point at the end there. And then when they finally lost that with that final artillery that I think took it out, and then with that bombing run on the back end, that really just gave Exodus the final push they needed to take that point back at the last second. They had 18 seconds left when they took cap back.
Incredible.
That
I mean, I think one of the big things though was I think MERC's tanks kind of let them down that match.
I do. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of pushes. A lot of the tanks in Purple Heart Lane, you see them stay back. Their main role on those is either defending flanks or just laying laying fire down the main road.
Absolutely, but what I'm saying overall is I think MERC's tanks were just dying more than Exodus, and I think Exodus, as a result of that, stacked up had three expendable tanks. They sent two of the three out into the into that hard point, and it paid off. They killed quite a bit of infantry.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. What an ending. I hope, you know what? If we have another stream, I hope we can host it. I think that'd be fun, especially if it's like today's match. Dang, that's crazy. Whew, I'm starting to like console. I think console's the go-to. What would you say, Dad Bod?
You know what? It's just as interesting as PC, if not more.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that's a wrap for today's match. Congratulations to Exodus on their advancing to the next round. And I hope to hear from you guys soon. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let us know what you thought. Otherwise, this is Axock and Dad Bods saying see you later and have a wonderful day.